What's up, guys? Teddy Sharky here, and one of the biggest stories that came out of UFC 292 was about how Sean O'Malley can become the UFC's next biggest superstar. Like, a lot of people are saying he's probably going to be the next McGregor and this and that, but, I kind of wanted to talk about, what makes a certain person a star, because you look at a guy like Aljamain Sterling, and, he tries his best, but it seems like it doesn't quite click. Whereas you got guys like, Sean O'Malley, Israel Adesanya, and Charles Oliveira, and it seems like those guys, it just clicks. A lot of people call it the it factor, but I don't know. Like, I feel like you can become a star without really having that it factor. Like, for example, you got guys like, Chael Sonnen, maybe Kobe Covington. Like, these guys are stars because of how they're able to promote themselves and build their fights. Like McGregor, the reason why he was the biggest superstar was because he was a mix of being able to sell your fight and get high level performances and high level finishes, and that's what people want to see at the end of the day. Like, it's so good if you can sell your fights, but if your fights aren't too exciting, then you're probably not gonna be that huge of a star. Like Kobe Covington, he's a big star, but it's not to the McGregor level, because some of his fights, they're dominant, but it's not exactly what people would want to see at times. Especially the way he's talking about his fight, and for a guy like Israel Adesanya, he was promoting his fights very well, but his star power kind of started to, I don't want to say decline, but it started to regress a bit from building as high as it can be, because some of his performances weren't the most exciting. And a lot of people they tune in because of what you say, and you're selling it to them. It's like a product, you're selling them something, and then they found out that product's not as good as what you sell it to be, and then they're like, okay, well, I'm not gonna buy a product from you again. And that's why his star power kind of started to regress. But now, after the Pereira fight, I think it's going to start elevating a bit more. But a lot of things that, these guys like Oliveira and Adesanya and O'Malley have in common. For one, they all became champion. They were the best in the world at one point, or currently are. And, I think that's due to their mentality. Because a lot of people look at them and, for certain them, they look at, it's just a high train. As soon as you meet a base opponent, you're gonna get exposed, this and that. Because a lot of people just look at them, and then they assume that they probably don't work as hard, or if they get pushed in a certain situation, they're gonna quit. Like Oliveira was called a quitter a lot by guys like Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier and all these guys, but a lot of people they just underestimate that dog that they have in them, and that hurt. I combine their mentality, their confidence, and also the way they can stay calm in the fight. Because a lot of times, when you've got that many eyes on you and that much attention, you could get easily swayed by the crowd. You hear them booing, you're gonna be like, oh no, I gotta make this fight exciting. And just like Aljamain Sterling said, he didn't want to make it a boring fight, and I guess he got affected by the crowd. And he made a mistake that caused him to get knocked out, and you never want to do that. And that's why these guys are stars. They can handle that pressure. Because they've got all those eyes on them constantly. They're just used to it, and they can perform under those bright lights. But another thing, the way they stay calm is just really important for all of that. But another thing I wanted to say is they can stand out in some way. Sean O'Malley, it's with his colorful hair, or his green shorts. Oliveira with the yellow hair. Adesanya, I guess the way he stands out is by the way he expresses himself. And he said one thing that really he made a good point one time when he was saying that regardless of what he says, whether it's good or bad, it's always gonna make people react a certain way to him. When he knocked out Alex Pereira, that post-fight speech that he had was really inspirational, and a lot of people like that. But then, when he did that thing with Drake Du Plessis, a lot of people were like saying he lost his mind or he was cringe or whatever. And yeah, like in a way, he gives you that reaction. So you gotta find some way to like, stand out and make people react to you. And then another thing that makes them such stars is by connecting with the fans and being relatable. Like for guys like O'Malley and Adesanya, like we'll start with Adesanya. I guess the way he connects with is kind of like how he like watches anime and like likes to dance and things like that. That makes certain people from different crowds like attracted to him. And then you got Sean O'Malley, who like is a bit of a gamer. He streams and does things like that. And again, that attracts certain people towards him. And then Oliveira, it's he came in from the favelas, like a really tough spot to grow up in, and he's made it to where he is. So it's like a success story. A lot of people are gonna look at him and be like, if he can do this, then I could probably do something similar, and that's just gonna make people want to like tune in because they're fans of Rocky story. But in my opinion, the most important thing that you need to be like quite a big star in the UFC is to stay active and the quality of your performances. A guy like Nate Diaz, he didn't always win, but he always like put up a fight. Like that was his performances. He always like put up a fight. Like, you tune into an Nate Diaz fight, you know what you're gonna get, and that's what it is. What it's about, the quality of your performances, and being active is a bonus. Like Oliveira, the way he beat Chandler, Poirier, and Gaethje, like that was great, and like great performances, stayed active. That's what really helped his star power. Same thing with Israel Adesanya's rise to the title and Sean O'Malley right now. But yeah, the like staying active and the quality of your performances, along with expressing yourself with how you really are, I think that can take you a long way. But of course, sometimes you might have to have that it factor.